cool $10,000 a month income part-time. Plus, it's great fun and it's so easy a 10-year-old can do it. Now, before you jump to conclusions, first let me tell you that Kate makes this kind of money with no website, no copywriting skills, no formal education, no product, no startup capital, and no selling of any sort. And zero formal training or even experience in the field before she started her new job. In fact, nobody has any real experience in this field, as you'll soon see. Don't worry, I'll explain. You see, I met Kate 2 years ago. She was a busted-out ballerina. Literally, when I met Kate, she was a former ballerina, and now she was just applying for a $12 an hour job at my company. I didn't hire her for the job, which turned out to be a big mistake. See, when I first met Kate, she had just been handed the dreaded pink slip from her job as a customer service rep, and she needed a new job badly. Now, I'll admit I should have hired her, but to be honest, her hot pink hair kind of freaked me out, and she didn't have any relevant skills that would benefit the company. But even though I didn't hire Kate, we kept in touch. As a matter of fact, I didn't have any choice. See, Kate had become virtual friends with tons of people I knew in business via Twitter and Facebook. Every time I turned on Twitter or Facebook, there was Kate helping someone with their social media. And while she was just doing it to be nice, what she was actually doing was building up her reputation as a social media manager. A skill that would wind up becoming very in demand and would form the basis of a very profitable new business for Kate. Now, fast forward 12 months since I first met Kate. My business was growing by leaps and bounds, and we needed to add a social media manager to the payroll. So I looked up my old friend Kate Buck and offered her the same job I failed to hire her for just a year or so ago. Only this time the tables had turned, and she turned me down. In the nicest way possible, she politely informed me that I couldn't afford her, but that she would consider taking me on as a client. She then shared with me how over the last 18 months she had gone from dead broke and unemployed to building herself a very unique $10,000 a month part-time income. Yep, I said part-time. That's because Kate has kids, a husband that works nights, parents and in-laws to care for, and is deeply devoted to supporting her family. Because of that, Kate needed to work, both to help her family and, moreover, to feel a sense of self-worth and independence. And needless to say, if she didn't have to go into an office to work, she wasn't going to. So how did she go from being broke and unemployed to banking as much money as a month as a third-year airline pilot, working just a few hours a day whenever she feels like it, mostly from her cell phone? Kate is a social media manager. I'll say that again. Kate is a social media manager. So what's that? What is a social media manager? Basically, Kate helps people promote themselves, their businesses, and their products using Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms. In other words, she plays for a living. All that stuff that, kids and heck, at this point, probably you enjoy doing just passively for fun, for recreation, she gets to do for a living. And she is in huge demand. See, according to the Inc. magazine, 91% of all businesses are attempting to use social media to promote themselves. Here's the article, and here's the section where it talked about. You can see down there where it's underlined, it says, for the record, 91% of all respondents use social media. And actually, read the first part of that paragraph where it says, what's more, a resounding 85% of those surveyed say that the platform has created buzz for their business. So 91% use it, 85% have got value. We'll come back to that in just a second. So 91%, that's over 30 million businesses in the US alone, and with only a handful of social media service providers like Kate, well, experts are estimating the demand for social media managers may be as high as 10,000 to 1. That's pretty good odds if you ask me. That means the current supply of social media managers can't possibly meet the demand from small businesses. And there's one big reason why. The Yellow Pages is dead, nobody reads newspapers anymore, and radios have been replaced by MP3s and satellite radio, all commercial free. See, small businesses have no way left today to promote themselves that works, and they're all freaking out. Other than social media. Literally, social media is the only thing today that actually works for small businesses. That's why smart small businesses are moving their advertising budgets to social media and social media managers like my friend Kate. Here's a article I saw online recently from Smart Blog and Social Media. It says, why are entrepreneurs so worried about social media? Look at the first question that they asked entrepreneurs. If you had an unlimited budget, think about that for a minute. If you had an unlimited budget, which function of your business would you most like to outsource? Of those surveyed, 28.57% said social media. Only 16.45% said sales. And in the past, sales had been the big thing that everybody wanted to outsource. But double the number of people who want to outsource sales, the number one thing of all people said that they wanted to outsource was social media. Here's an article from CNN Money or Fortune. They talk about, if you read the bottom paragraph, the Social Media Influence Report, which collaborated with the career site Indeed.com to research online job listings, found that there were more than 21,000 social media related job postings. So over 21,000 jobs available in the social media management space. That's up over 600% in the past 5 years. Now, if you think about what's been happening in the past 5 years, with the economy going down, with unemployment rate being at record highs, the fact that this is the industry that's soaring is why I can say confidently that this is the most in-demand job in the world. Here's another thing I found in Google when I was doing a search for social media management jobs. Another site, simplyhire.com. Time I took the screenshot, there was 17,658 jobs available. These are job postings. These are employers who have gone out there and said, I'm looking for a social media manager. 17,658 of them, to be exact. Amazing. Here's a Twitter profile that's devoted just to social media jobs. You can see it's social media jobs. Note that it's only following 9 people, but there's 13,835 people that are following it. 13,835 people who are interested in hearing about different social media management, interested in posting their social media management jobs. So you can see these are job postings. These aren't people looking for jobs. These are employers who are looking to hire people. And this is something that you may find amazing. The site Donanza, they did a study and found that more money is actually spent in 2009 and 2010, and it's on an uptrend, in social marketing than in search engine marketing. This is where small businesses and entrepreneurs are spending money. Again, this is why it's the most in-demand job in the world. Heck, even Time Magazine is recognizing the importance of social media. They put Mark Zuckerberg on the cover and named him Person of the Year. The news is out. Everybody knows about social media. They know that they have to get in on it, but again, they don't know how to do it and they're freaking out. And that's why social media managers like my friend Kate are in such high demand. Like I said, the demand is insatiable, and small businesses are ready to spend big money too. Here's a stat from eMarketer. They estimate that in 2011, $2 billion, because these are in millions, okay, so $2.5 billion is going to be spent in social media advertising. $2 billion, $2.5 billion. It's an enormous amount of money that's going to be spent in social media. But here's the really great part. Remember the second part of that Inc. magazine article? Remember I first talked about how 91% had tried social media? So the second part, I'm talking about the part where it talked about how social media is actually working for small businesses. Remember, it said, what's more, a resounding 85% of those surveyed say that the platform has created buzz for their business, meaning it's actually working. Well, now that business owners know they can get a positive ROI, they all want more. And they're telling their friends and colleagues. Now, I think you'll agree this is the beginning of a tidal wave. But there's one big problem. Well, actually, there are 3 big problems. Number 1, business owners don't understand how social media works, or how to use it in the most effective ways. But Kate does. Number 2, business owners don't know what to say to their customers to get them to make contact and spend money with them without sounding like jerks. I mean, this isn't like Yellow Page advertising where the Yellow Page rep comes in and you give them your ad and you go about your day. Social media actually requires effort. It requires authenticity. How do they do it without seeming normal, without sounding like a jerk? They don't have a clue. But Kate does. And number 3, business owners have to run their businesses, and they don't have time to, quote-unquote, screw around on Twitter and Facebook. They don't have time. Again, this is an active marketing strategy. It's not passive like placing ads, and they just don't have the time to do this stuff. But you know what? Kate does, and so do you. Now, Kate does all this for several businesses and turns away many more to maintain her family and home life. That's how Kate makes her money. So how much does she charge, you may be wondering? Well, here's a screenshot that I took just 8 months ago of what the base salary range is. This was on salary.com, so I typed in, the job title was social media manager. I went into kind of my area, my zip code, and you can see here that the typical range of a social media manager, this was just 8 months ago, okay? The range for a social media manager was $33,000 to $45,000 a year, or a typical salary of about $38,000. Well, look at what's happened in the last 8 months. Salaries have actually increased. Now the top end is closer to $56,000. Social media managers are getting paid good money today, and frankly, they're the only position that's getting actively hired and recruited because it's the only marketing that's actually working. But Kate makes way more money because Kate doesn't work for anyone else. She runs her own social media management company, which means she can charge more and keep all the money. See, Kate's done-for-you packages are $500 to $2,000 per month per client, and businesses are more than happy to pay it. And there are really 3 big reasons why they're happy to pay this money. Number 1, it delivers an immediate, measurable ROI, an immediate, measurable return on investment. In other words, businesses see the results of Kate's work almost immediately. And while $500 to $2,000 a month may sound like a lot to you, to businesses who are starving for new customers, it's peanuts. If you didn't know, they'll spend $10, $15, $20,000 a month on Yellow Page advertising that doesn't even work anymore. $500 to $2,000, it's nothing. It's peanuts. Number 2, budget. Most businesses already have advertising money budgeted that right now they can't spend. Remember, there's no place to put it that actually works right now. Radio's not working, TV's not working, newspaper ads aren't working, Yellow Pages are dead. Nothing's working, and yet they have the budget set aside. The only thing that's working is social media. And number 3, most businesses have to outsource this. They don't know how to do it. They don't have the slightest clue as to how to actually go out there and run a social media campaign. Remember how I showed you the demand of the salaries before? How they're talking about having to spend $30, $40, even $50,000? Well, think about it. Most small businesses can't afford another $40,000 a year employee, and that's assuming they could even find one. With the demand, these folks are hard to attract. But they'll gladly pay $500 to $2,000 a month to keep them from getting killed by the competition. That's why people are hiring social media managers. Now, the great news is, at these rates, you only need 2 to 3 clients to make a full-time income. And I'm telling you, this is a fun, easy, low-stress, real, honest business that you can do. Even if you're thinking right now that you're not all that adept at social media. Don't worry, I'll cover that in just a second. Plus, you can start part-time, so you don't have to quit your day job, and you have total freedom to travel or work wherever you want and whenever you want. It would be the perfect job if it were a job, but it's not a job. It's your business. The truth is, Kate actually does more than 80% of her work from her cell phone. That's a fact. You can access Facebook, Twitter, there's apps galore. You don't even need to have a computer. You can be wherever you want to be. So you can make money doing this at the grocery store, the gym, at a coffee shop. Hey, even at works while you're on break. Just don't tell your boss. Or at the movies, unless somebody comes along and tells you, hey, put your cell phone down. You can literally do it anywhere. And again, you don't need a website. You don't need a product. You don't need startup capital. You don't need technical skills. Nada. Nothing. Just a willingness to help people and a couple of hours a day, even if it's just in 5-minute chunks. And some basic training info from Kate. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're getting paid to provide a real service to real businesses that will require some work on your part. There is no pie in the sky, and to be honest, this business will probably never make you filthy rich. But $3,000 to $10,000 part-time or full-time is nothing to sneeze at. And it's a solid, honest, and in-demand right now kind of business. And it's so easy, I truthfully think a monkey with an iPhone could do it. No offense, Kate. It really is all about timing. And in this case, your timing couldn't possibly be better. Now, fair warning. Supply always catches up with demand. It's going to happen. But there is a ton of money to be made in the gap between now and then. And in the end, you can grow this business big or you can keep it small. It's totally up to you. If you want to have a couple of clients and just make a little extra money, you can do that. If you want to have a bunch of clients and have a big business, you can do that too. I mean, maybe you'll use it just to make an extra $500 or $1,000 a month to cover a car payment. or help out with the mortgage. That's real money that you can spend today, and that's only one client. Maybe you'll use it as a stepping stone to make some extra income and some nice connections while you're building your dream online business. Or maybe the social media manager business will become your dream business, like it's become for Kate, and you'll be able to hire your friends and your family to take on all your overflow business, like what Kate's been able to do. Again, how much you earn and how much you quote unquote work is totally up to you. When you're adding clients to the tune of $500 to $2,000 a month, you have options. Either way, unless you're already making over $10,000 a month in your online business, I highly recommend you give social media management a shot. And heck, even if you are making a bunch of money in your online business, you might want to pass this along to a friend who's looking for a quick way to get started. Now, you may never have a chance to make this much money this fast ever again. It really is a window of opportunity that will close at some point. So, how can you become a social media manager? Well, there are really only two ways. You can learn from the School of Hard Knocks like Kate did and burn up 18 months, or you can take a giant shortcut. Knowing that most people will want to take the shortcut and realizing that we're on the cusp of an emerging new industry, Kate and I have teamed up to share the exact system she uses in her business so that you can duplicate her success step by step, letter for letter. But before I get into the details of what this program is, here's what our beta test group had to say about Kate's training. Now, as a quick disclaimer, the results that we're going to talk about, some of the stories you're going to hear, they're not typical of everyone in the group. Heck, the reality is we didn't even ask for people's feedback. These are the people who reached out to us unsolicited, who took action, who got some success, and who were kind enough to tell us about it. So these are just a few examples. You got Allegra Sinclair, who's, and all these were posted again. We didn't ask for these. These were just posted on Kate's Facebook page. So he said, "Good morning, Kate. I want to tell you that I have my first client. They took the veteran package, which is my mid-tier offering, and plan to move up to the Pro Bowl in October. I've also agreed to be social media manager for a local chapter of a nonprofit at the rookie level. These are all the different levels of Allegra's business for the experience and the ability to list them as a client. So really smart there, Allegra. She took on a nonprofit, didn't charge them as much because she's out there networking, getting the experience, and has another person on a client. Then there's Megan, who's commenting on, wow, huge number of social media jobs on Indeed alone. Talked about all the different jobs that are available. And then you have Judith down there at the bottom. You know, I need your advice and opinion. I'm being offered £90,000 a year to be the social media director of my company. That's $144,000 a year. And she's asking, is that too small? And what request should I make? I've been doing freelance and never really thought any company would ask me that. So here she's been doing freelance. She gets offered $144,000 a year to come on full time. Amazing. That's the type of stuff that's happening right now to social media managers. Here's one, Maria Consulting, who had some really good results, hit 1,000 targeted followers yesterday based on the information that Kate taught her. So by the way, if you just want to learn how to use social media, maybe you don't want to be a social media manager, maybe you want to do it yourself. Maybe you want to, get this training just so that you can train somebody on your staff to be a social media manager. That's a smart thing to do. That's what Maria Consulting did. You got Frankie Frederick. He's excited that he finally gets paid to write. He gets to go out there and he gets to write and he gets to play on social media all day long, and he's loving it. And then you got Laura M. Baker. Hell, Kate, I bought one of your Let's Get Social packages, and I already have 4 clients I'm starting to set up. Thank you. Already has 4 clients. I don't know what Laura's charging them, but if she's $500 to $2,000 a month like Kate, well, you can do the math. Now, here's one of my favorites, Karen Batchelor. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but she said, as I mentioned on the call, we now have 6 clients who joined our local chamber this week, have business cards in hand, are moving forward at pretty warp speed. By the way, our chamber, which is pretty progressive, has no member in the social media category, so we're the first. Really, really, really brilliant thing for Karen to do. She went out there into her local chapter, to her local chamber of commerce. She started teaching social media, and now she's racking up clients left and right. And here's actually, check this out, here's what happened. The same person. So she wound up starting her own firm, Color Me Social, and she got written up in Money Magazine. She got featured in Money Magazine as a social media manager, thanks to the training that Kate gave her. Really, really incredible stuff. Here's another person right here. This was a Twitter post. Anita Kane. Finally I'm ready. Thank you, Kate Buck, for your course. 3 inquiries in as many days. Still lots to do. So After 5 days of completing your system, she had 3 inquiries. Really, really cool. Another one, Mark Strickland. Hey, Kate, your social media manager program rocks. Your tutorials are top notch, easy to follow. You've cut my client time in half, but don't tell my clients. And then Dawn, new client, two businesses, 1 day and less than 24 hours later, another client. So these folks are having a tremendous amount of success, racking up clients without really having to sell. Again, because this is the single most in-demand job in the world. And I'm telling you, this stuff works. And now it's your turn to join the long list of successful social media managers. See, Kate's training is called Let's Get Social, because that's exactly what you're going to be helping businesses do. Get social. And here's what you get in the Let's Get Social training. First, the system includes a 6-part, easy-to-follow training delivered by Kate and I that can be consumed at your own pace, but really should take no longer than a couple of nights or a weekend to master. Each part includes a printed lesson, an audio lesson, and video tutorials of each of the steps. Each section only takes 30 minutes or so to consume, so you can literally go through the entire training this weekend if you want to and be calling yourself a social media manager by Monday. Here's a quick rundown of each of the modules. Module 1 is a getting started module. We're going to show how Kate got started and the biggest mistakes she made up front that you can avoid. Exactly what you'll need to do to get started, why $25 to $65 an hour is very reasonable for you to charge and win. I mean, heck, you talked about this other lady who's got offered $144,000 a year job. It's $25 to $65 an hour is great. How to find 10 desperate clients in your first hour as a social media manager. Module 2, we're going to show you how to brand you. Because after all, if you can't go out there and start selling social media management services until you've got your social media locked down. So that's what we're going to be talking about. How to set up your network to attract clients so you never have to sell your services. How to give your network the look of a professional that puts you in the top 2%. Who to contact first and what to say to lock down client 1 and your #1 source of referrals so you never have to pay for advertising. In Module 3, we're going to show you how to create your different service packages. The 3 big packages that are proven to sell best to first-time clients. What not to offer your clients that can suck up all your time, and that's a biggie. That was a big mistake that Kate made. And third-party providers that can double your net income with no additional cost. Literally, additional services you can bundle on that double your net income that are no cost and no extra work for you. And how to close the deal with a velvet hammer and get paid fast. In Module 4, we're just going to show you how to do the work. So if you're thinking right now, boy, this sounds great, I love the opportunity, but I'm far from a social media expert. Don't worry, we're going to get you brought up to speed really, really quickly. We're going to give you your 1, 2, 3 daily task list for each client that can take just minutes. Daily, weekly, and monthly task schedules so you never miss a client deliverable. Research and automation tools that can replace humans and maximize client benefit. And everything else you need to know to actually do this work. So if you're not an expert, don't worry. By the end of the day, if you know how to use Twitter and you know how to use Facebook, you're probably much more of an expert than the businesses that are going to be hiring you. In Module 5, we're going to show you how to find clients. And that's the biggie, right? Because this is how you get paid. We're going to discuss the 4 main types of clients you can specialize in and who pays the best. How to get instantly known as an expert in your local business community. The Blogalog system that gets you clients quick and easy. And how to get stopped everywhere you go by potential clients. Now, stopped in a good way, getting them to stop so they ask you for your advice and eventually hire you. This little trick is super duper ninja. In Module 6, we're giving you all the nuts and bolts, all the little details that are the differences that make you a social media professional. How to deal with difficult clients and conflicts of interest. How to expand your income by bringing on subcontractors and employees. And how to run your business to possibly sell it someday. If you think about it, you're building a real live advertising agency here. It's a niche, and it's the most in-demand version of it, but it's the kind of thing that can be sold. This is by far the best training on how to become a social media manager in existence, taught by a gal who has done it, not some do-nothing poser. This is the real deal, and it's something that Kate still does every single day as a business. Now, by now, I'm sure you're wondering how much your investment in the Let's Get Social system will be. And with local marketing systems selling in the last few months for $1,000 to $5,000, that's a fair question. So, what would you expect to pay for the exact same system that took an unemployed housewife to a stable, part-time $10,000 a month income? Well, before you answer, there's more. You see, Kate has agreed to add as a bonus all her schedules, templates, and client contracts that alone cost thousands in legal fees to draw up. This is easily a $1,000 bonus. Believe me, you'd spend a lot more money to get an attorney to draw them up from scratch, but it's yours free when you get started today with Let's Get Social. So now what would you expect to pay? Well, before you answer again, there's more. You see, Kate has also agreed to spend the next 4 weeks personally coaching you on weekly coaching calls so that you will never have a question that goes unanswered. Another easy $1,000 bonus. So what are you up to now? Well, before you answer it again, there's one more bonus, and this one's a biggie. See, if you get started right now with Let's Get Social, we'll give you full use of our logo and brand name to use on your business cards, ads, branding, blog, or anywhere else for life. So you get to use the Let's Get Social brand. This is a $3,000 licensing package that you get for free. And I'll tell you why we're doing this in just a little bit. But now let's go ahead and add it all up. The Let's Get Social training is a minimum $2,000 value. Believe me, you've seen local marketing courses that don't cover a tenth of what this one covers selling for that much. Kate's contracts and templates, at least $1,000. You'd spend more than that to get an attorney to draw up originals. 4 weeks of private coaching, again, that's a $1,000 value in the Let's Get Social logo license and branding package, again, a $3,000 value. So the total value of this package is $7,000. But don't worry, you obviously won't pay anywhere near $7,000. You see, we want to make this a total no-brainer. That's why you're not going to pay $3,000 like a lot of those other local marketing courses cost. Not even a very fair $1,000, which, would be very fair. And certainly not even $500 like you may have been thinking. Because Kate wants to greatly over-deliver on her first training, and she knows a lot of you are just starting out, today's price for Let's Get Social is a measly 2 payments of $97. So yep, for less than $100 today, you can get started with Let's Get Social. So here's what you need to do right now to get Let's Get Social. Just have your credit card ready and click the big orange Add to Cart button below. It should have appeared by now if it hasn't already done so. So go ahead, click that big orange Add to Cart button below, and you'll get instant access to Let's Get Social. There's nothing to wait for. The training's not going to be dripped out over time. You're going to get instant access today, so you can literally go through the training and be a social media manager by tomorrow. Now you may be wondering, why so low? Why not charge more when other local marketing courses are selling for thousands? Why is this one so low? Well, first, you need to understand that this price won't last. For now, our goal is to reach critical mass so we can be on the cutting edge of this emerging industry. Sure, we want to kind of control this space, and selfishly, our plan is to grow the Let's Get Social brand so it can eventually become an international organization. That's why, again, full disclosure, we would love to have you use our logo and licensing package. We want to expand the brand. And that's why we're willing to grandfather in people like you who get in on the ground floor. That's also why you'll never pay an additional license fee to use the Let's Get Social brand in your own business like people will in the future. Again, you're under no obligation to use the brand. If you don't want to use the Let's Get Social brand, you don't have to. But selfishly, we hope you will because we sincerely believe it will benefit all of us as the brand expands worldwide and grows in notoriety. When people see that you're a Let's Get Social social media manager, they'll know that you know your stuff because the network has been trained so well by Kate herself. But you need to move quickly because these bonuses won't be around for long at this price. While we plan on offering Kate's Let's Get Social training on a regular basis, the bonus in this package will disappear after this first class. See, the free Let's Get Social license will be the first to go, followed quickly by the contracts and agreements, and then the weekly coaching calls. All the bonuses eventually are going to go away, and they're going to be offered after the initial sale. So don't lose your $5,000 in free bonuses for Let's Get Social. Have your credit card ready and click the big orange Add to Cart button below, and again, you get instant access today. And in case you're still sitting on the fence for some reason, you should know that you're backed by our 10 times guarantee. So here's what I want you to do. Try mine and Kate Buck's Let's Get Social for 30 days. And if you haven't banked at least 10 times your original investment, just drop me an email and I'll refund 100% of your money. All I ask is that you make an effort. Now remember, Let's Get Social is a real business and it takes real work, but the reward is very, very high. The demand is insane and your timing couldn't be better than it is today. Plus, your success is guaranteed where you get all your money back. So this is your last chance, okay? You need to act now. Let's get social today. Have your credit card ready. Click the big orange add to cart button below. This really is your last chance. This video is gonna disappear as soon as I stop talking, all right? So go ahead, last chance. Click the big orange add to cart button below, and I'll see you on the other side.
Already done.